Oh, sorry.
Mom?
Yeah, hi, Sarah.
Mom! What are you doing here? It's not ready.
Oh, that's okay. Not every bill's going to be ready every second. No, I came here. I've been thinking a little recently. I've recently spent some time with Inari. May as well spend some time with the rest of you. You know,
Really?
yeah, gave her Mother's Daughter's Day. Why not give you the same?
Oh, what? Mm, uh, thank you. I, I didn't, I wasn't expecting. Otherwise, mm, ha!
It amuses me how
uh,
different you are. Well, you have me for the entire day. What would you like to do?
um, well, I don't know, honestly. Um, I really just spend my time here, away from everyone. It's a work in progress, and once it's done, there'll be more people who want to come around.
It is impressive. Very large, very ambitious project.
The plan is to have some sort of. Well, I probably am going to live here. I'm not too fond of living on the ground.
Not that you've taken yourself that far off the ground, you still seem pretty close.
A little bit, I suppose. Uh, hmm. Oh, right. I did have something I wanted to give you if I happened to see you. Um, let me look.
To give
Mm,
me?
hmm got it. I made it. I know it's not the best, but I figured something that it would be something you could use. Not that you need it, but
I can find use for this. This is certainly a more practical gift. I like it.
well, it's pretty much all I can really do. And then, well, duties I can help with the mortals, but
Yeah, the mortals. What are your current thoughts on them?
I find them interesting. Um, the way that they act when they're not, I mean, they're a lot more fragile than we are. So watching them, watching how they work, it's interesting to me. Though I don't understand why they don't. Well, some of them don't care for us at all.
Some people don't like the thought of people being above them.
But we're trying to help. Wouldn't that be something to, well, not hate? Like for example, um, Inari gives them the crops, or she used to. Um, and I bring the rains to help the crops grow, and I sweep away the clouds when they've got enough rain, or when they travel. Um, they I take the winds and make the sails go for their boats to go across the oceans. Now, granted, there are times where it gets a little bit away from me, but I don't mean to have lightning come down and strike some of their trees. Nari's already yelled at me for that a while back.
Of that, I have no doubt. I'm. They're an interesting set. They're certainly fun to watch.
Hmm
I agree with you on that. But generally interacting with them isn't always the best idea. Your
No.
expectations are going to be a touch higher and they're not going to meet them. You can always
Mhm.
try. Perhaps you'll have a better experience than I have. I mean, Inari herself has some that she keeps with her.
Mhm. I am aware.
There are a couple who've been around you as well.
Not exactly. I There are some of them that are trying to. I suppose they want the challenge. Really, I'm. mm, I'm not. I don't think there's too many that care for me, but I care for them still, no matter what.
The ones trying to become your champion, they do care for you. Maybe not in the same way, but they certainly do care. Your sister
Maybe
certainly cares.
that is true, and I care deeply for her too.
I have noticed your champions around her recently.
Well, there are people coming for my sister's head. I I I might not be able to protect her, um, but you created me to help her, and that's the best way I can help. I'm sorry if I upset you, but I'm just, she's my sister.
Ah,
Other
you
than
can
you, she's
upset
all I
me.
have.
You can upset me, that's fine. It was a surprise, but I suppose you should have expected it. It was just you two. I wasn't the most interactive mother.
But you're
Left
here
you
now,
for. Yes, I am here now. I'm trying now.
and that's all we can ask for.
So different from your sister.
She is older. She knows a lot more than I do.
She holds a lot more anger than you do.
Don't really have anything to be angry about.
Let's keep it that way.
Hmm. All right. Oh, um, I heard on the winds today something about that church, and the all I know is the wind said something bad happened, and that there's two new divinities.
Bad how?
I I don't know. I They give feelings, sometimes snatches of words, but not enough to tell me what happened.
How much have the winds told you of the church? I don't believe I've sent you around there.
No, I I don't think my presence is wanted there.
And
I
Nari and Rayleigh were both there. They seemed fine enough.
I mm, it I don't understand why they have such ire towards us. And what I don't understand, I need to take a step back to understand. Otherwise, I might do something I regret. And I don't want to do that because mortals are fragile.
They believe they've been slighted. There was a rule when I made this world. They can come here, they can live at the cost of their memories. As you, of course, know.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has retained a couple memories and given this information out, and the mortals aren't happy about that. They're putting the blame onto the gods for something they themselves agreed upon.
That's odd.
It is. I mean, I went with them today. I heard their complaints. I gave them their answers back. They wished for their memories back. That I cannot give. They don't seem to be happy with, I mean, yourself, Inari, Rayleigh, Order, Chaos, Gloomy, and Druid aren't enough. So I decided to give them, they chose themselves a champion. And I thought, well, if they chose a champion, why not make that champion to a god? Therefore, the mortals have a god on their side, who was originally one of them. And
But
they accepted. He accepted the role. He accepted becoming a god and promised to continue to be on the mortal side, to try and somehow retain their memories back. And I mean, he can try. And then I, maybe impulsively, decided to also make their Saruman into a god as well. He didn't take that as well. That is probably what the winds were talking about.
possibly, but um, mortal. I might be overstepping a little, but making a mortal into a god, wouldn't that give some resentment? That's something you're trying to avoid. They would lose. I mean, they'd stay young and powerful forever, but they'd have to watch their friends and family just wither away, die. Wouldn't that cause some hatred towards you who made them?
We don't have the life system in this world, Sia. The mortals can live as long as they want. They finally die when they choose to finally die. They want to stay alive as long as you, your sister, and I, as long as they're on this world, they can.
See, sorry, I.
You're still new, you're still young.
Yeah, Inari would know a lot more than I.
Has more experience. With that, I'm interested in seeing. So the Mocha is the mortal's new chosen god, and Carol was mine.
Hmm.
The mortals can choose a god. Why can't we? They get a new one, we get a new one. I mean, Carol can still be on the side of the mortals, but if they wish to defeat us, we need to give them a fighting chance, don't we?
I don't think going to war is a wise idea.
I agree. I would definitely prefer not to go to war with the mortals because it won't end well for them. But if that's what they wish, we need to give them what they want, keep them happy. So I gave them two powers on their side who wouldn't be able to actually hurt us, but maybe give them some confidence at least.
Hmm, perhaps I can talk to them. Maybe. I know I'm not the more popular one. I know because I've seen people giving favor to Rayleigh and Inari and some even to Gumi. She promises them riches and good health and fortune. But perhaps that'll also get them to like me a little bit more as well. Don't you think?
Perhaps. Generally, with mortals, if you give, most of the time, yeah, they'll be happy enough to accept you as long as you keep giving.
Hmm. But still, it might be a good idea to, how do you say, not always spend time away and actually try to walk among them, perhaps to understand them a bit better. That way we know what they want to make them happy. Something that might not include, and they might be able to make new memories instead of the old ones.
I think beginning with Inari and yourself is enough time down here of the mortals as I need. At this
Mm.
point, considering how the church went, I'm not particularly fond of the idea of spending time along them. Considering I went there and several hours, I just got backmouthed, insulted. Um, Generally not a nice time. All I did was answer their questions.
Mm,
Not all of the mortals are like that, and perhaps if you can talk to them, that could be interesting.
maybe I can get them to understand. That
Maybe you
way,
could.
and maybe that time they'll be more open and willing to listen and not hurl insults at you.
I somehow doubt you'd be able to stop them doing that, but perhaps you can get them to listen and to stop on this agenda of getting their memories back, which unfortunately isn't possible.
Well, I can try.
You certainly can.
Oh. Mm. Was there anything else you wanted to show me or talk to or talk about? Ugh.
Well, actually, I've been here and seen your place. Would you like to see? I'm not completely settled yet. Haven't made myself a little house, but I found a place to settle. I've built a image in an old friend of mine's image of mine. I'd like to show you.
Oh, I'd love to see. Oh,
That's
wow.
a large one. An old friend of mine doodled a lot, and this was their likelihood of how they thought my yeah, it's silly that my spirit animal looked like.
Well, I'd say not too far off.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to take a I'm going to take a closer look. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. I can follow along.
You can see for ages from here. It's almost higher up than mine.
It's peaceful here. Far away from the mortals. They can't disturb me here. Quiet and relaxing. Just how I like it.
At least you can still hear the waves.
Yeah. I need to get myself a nice little home.
Hmm.
Probably on that outrocking over there.
That'd probably be a wise decision. I don't think there's anywhere else big enough, really.
Don't need a big place.
Well, if Inari and I are going to come and visit you, needs to be big enough at least for both of us, or all three of us.
I'm sure there'll be space for at least 3. Is there anything you'd like to ask or discuss?
Um, well, not that I can think of. I'm just glad I was able to spend some time with you. I haven't really gotten to see you since we arrived here.
Something I plan on fixing.
That makes
Uh,
me glad.
I definitely plan on seeing you more often. I mean, couple times a month, hopefully. We should have the time.
I'd like that.
I would like that too. Nice if maybe you can think of something for us to do next time.
I'll work on that.
I'll be glad to see whatever ideas you come up with.
Okay. I promise it won't be anything as bad as well, that mess Inari and I have made. I I wasn't planning on doing it there, but I did miss her, and I wanted to at least spend some time with her when she got back.
You were due punished for that. It was harmless.
Yeah, it did take us a while to clean it back up.
I wasn't going to clean it up. Maybe think about the cleanup next time you decide on a prank together. Perhaps next
Yeah.
time we could prank Inari together. You
All
can
right.
come up with an idea.
All right.
I'll leave you to your thoughts. I have some new gods to create.
All right.
Goodbye,
I'll see
Sierra.
you around. Goodbye, Mother.
I'll see you around.
All right.